already measured it out once, but I'm going to measure it out again, and I think I'm going to make a little adjustment, and I'm going to mark it in bright orange. I got one of these fancy doohickeys here that sprays the spray paint downward, and it's got a wheel. I don't know how it works. That's how that goes. So I guess that goes like so. Let's look at the picture. Thinking like that maybe. Yeah, that looks about right. All right. I've never done one of these. Looks like it's a no-brainer. I'm pretty sure I can screw it up. A little rotating wheel there. I don't know what that's got to do with anything. Don't make me read the directions. All right, there we go. Oh, look at that. Oh, yes. And into my pile. That's my middle of my I feel like that's 10 foot from there to there. I'm really feeling like that's a big infield, so I might bring this in. I don't know, maybe to right here, and then circle it around. I should have bought another color. That way I could contrast and compare. Whew. I couldn't really see the lines with the white. Kind of blended in with my old eyes, but now that I'm seeing that, is that really only 10 feet? It's got to be longer, wider than 10 feet. Each one of my steps is about 3 feet. So let's 1, 2, 3, and 1. Yeah, shoot, I reckon. Is this 10 feet still here though? 1, 2, 3, and a foot. Yep. See, it must be some sort of optical illusion or something. So, in my mind, what I want to do, I've got a whole crap load of these blocks, and there used to be a mobile home up here, and it had all this concrete instead of the concrete underpinning. So what I'd like to do is kind of break that stuff up and use it as filler. I want to raise the whole track up. I want it to be off the ground. I want it to have a little bit of a bank. And that way I'm not using all that expensive stuff. I could just put that around the outside at a minimum, right? I don't know. My other option, well, I feel like I used a lot of that. Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot more cans of that spray paint if I'm gonna keep doing this. The other option is right here. Over to here. And down. It sure does get shady quicker here for the summertime. I mean, this is central Georgia, so it's not like, oh, I hear a 90s muscle car. I don't know if you can see that spray can bottle right in this area here. That's about the next apex. It's 50-foot straightaways. Ooh, that's a good looking car. You don't even notice me. Oh, he's got a reverse light out. Farting around, making a YouTube video. Say, hey, son. Hey. Hopped on the tractor and forgot that the daggone, whatchamacallit, GoPro is still on the tire. We're gonna flatten out some grass here. Whee! So here we are, day 3, or 2.5, hell, I don't know. We got the track marked out. I think this is what I'm gonna go with. We got 11-foot lanes, 50-foot straightaway. Where the tractor is pretty much gonna be where the driver stand is gonna be. Gonna have to do some, I'm gonna use some of those blocks on the corner. So I'm gonna have about a 4% grade on the bank on the corner. So we'll just kind of use these extra pieces of concrete, you know, right around the corner and the corner up here, kind of fill things in. Got a couple of low spots I'm gonna have to fill in as well right here. We can use some of that for that. Once I get that kind of settled and sorted, we're going to lay this rock out here as a base. Well, excuse me, first we're going to put plastic down, then we'll put some rock on top of it, and then we'll start with that. Still trying to figure out what I'm going to use for the sidewalls, or if I'm just going to build it up and put pipe on it, or if I'm going to put 5/4 board. Hadn't really decided yet. Definitely going to be some shadows on the track. I hope that's not going to be a problem. That big pine tree I really don't give a damn about. We may just cut those out. But yeah, that's the play. I think that's where we're at. Unless I change my mind again, this is kind of what I think we're going to have. Shout out to Sean. We're wearing the Snap Hard Race League shirt. He kind of helped me get into this hobby, starting off with my son doing off-roading on Tuesday nights, and then on Wednesday nights I did dirt oval. So Steve Bohannon put a car in my hand one day, and now here we are building a track out here. That old track that we raced at Hobbytown in Columbus is no longer racing anymore. So here we are. More to come. Put you on one of those whatchamacallits, time lapse, and we're gonna get to moving some dirt here and trying to get my hands on like a laser level or a transom of some sort. Hopefully one of my buddies has one of those, so we can kind of go from there. But we're trying to do a little better on the video, and too, I keep getting started on stuff and they're like, oh crap, like I don't think I videoed me doing half of these lines and stuff like that. But this is where we're at, this is what we're doing, and hopefully it all plays out and turns out okay. as we mentioned, gonna have the bank, so I'm just kind of filling in. This side is definitely lower than this side, so I'm gonna start bringing in some more dirt right here, but I still have to dig out the drain for the drain pipe. Got to get a hold of a level or a transit or something before I can make this really. But I want to have about the old interwebs told me that a 11-foot run, so it's 11 foot from there to there, and if I go up 10 inches, it'll be about 4 degrees. And then we'll kind of level it off. This is real low here, probably can't tell in the video, but that's where we're at right now. Just kind of filling in, and I want the whole thing to be taller and a little bit of a slope. That way it all drains and doesn't hold water, and it'll head out the right direction. But still got a lot to do. I mean, you just standing here, I don't know if the camera shows it, but it's definitely lower that away. I don't know what the right thing to do is. Hell, I might dig out some of that and just kind of come around. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do something. Gonna need some probably someone smarter than me to figure this out, but we'll see what happens. It's starting to, sun's still up there, but it's getting behind the clouds and definitely getting chilly. I think I'm gonna go grab me a hoodie and maybe a hot cocoa or a coffee or something. I'm running out of energy. I overdid it yesterday, so that might be a wrap, or we might be back for some darker action if I can get warmed up and some energies. We got our part of our ditch run for our drainage line. That's way deeper than it needs to be. Ultimately, my goal is to hopefully get it to come all the way through here, and then it's downhill. I don't know if you can tell, but it's terraced downhill from there. If I can just bust enough line out to go right there, make it continue to be downhill, that would be the goal. Otherwise, I'm hoping that's going to be high enough anyhow to where even if I dump it out like right in there, it'll still gravity will still, you know, this will be higher than back there. So regardless of how deep that is, I kind of want to be able to have vehicles that can, I'm going to move that chicken train and trim all these up, so you know that's pretty permanent there, that chicken coop there. I want it so vehicles can pretty much drive between the driver's stand and the chicken coop, and that way, you know, we can circle around. There's a septic tank over there on the in front of the side-by-side, so I don't really want to have vehicles driving in that region for obvious reasons. Made pretty decent progress. My lines are all messed up, but that's to be expected. First time using a backhoe, so it kind of is what it is there. I'm thinking even if I make this a bit shallower, as long as, like I said, as long as it's lower there than here, gravity's going to take the water out. I may put like a, I got 4-inch corrugated line for the water, but I may end up putting like some 6-inch PVC or something around it where cars drive over it to kind of protect it. That way it doesn't get smushed. But a lot of progress today and yesterday. Wish I hadn't gotten sick. Could have probably been close to putting down some clay. That's going to be a whole nother headache in itself, we know. There's definitely some roots in here and stuff. I'm not going to sift it, but at the same time, I'm going to have to be careful that nothing too big makes its way onto the track and ends up being a real pain in the butt. Like that root there. So, ka-doink, ka-doink. Hopefully this turns out. Oh, I've been wanting one since I started out here. Got the wife's blessing a couple of weeks ago, so here we go. It's definitely, I don't know if it shows, but this left side is way lower than the right, so I want to spread out some of these rocks probably by hand, and then heck, I might just dig a hole, you know, moving down. I don't know, we'll figure, gotta figure something out, because leveling, it's going to be my next major headache. I'm going to have to get a line level, or not a line level, but a laser level or something. Something's got to give. I'll figure that out tonight, do some researching on the Googles. All right, it's getting dark, I'm cold. Deuces.